said, I have a natural pull to the darkness. I have a natural pull to parts of myself that, some might classify as evil or the wrong thing to do or the wrong way to live. How do you keep such a steadfast, rock-solid hold on your mind on a regular basis? Because you're a man that, like, when I look at you, you are absolutely top caliber. You are top tier, high quality. You live with such honor and respect. You are so benevolent to people. You're just such a, example of the light. So to hear you say to me, I feel such a strong pull to the dark, then if that is true, how do you keep yourself so in line? Tell me that. Answer that question for me.
I commit myself to things fully. So when I choose to pursue something, to be a certain way, to do a certain thing, I stick to it. And there's no need to have excuses. There's none of that. I just push forward on it. And I think that when you're doing the right things, that naturally comes out. And I mean, I have to fight for empathy to a certain extent. Not that I don't have empathy and I'm a sociopath, but especially, your family gets the worst of you. That's just the way that it generally is with people. With my wife, I really have to make sure that I'm being empathetic to her. I'm not viewing her as an object, and not like a sexual object the way people put that. No, that's my wife, so my wife needs to behave this way so that she looks this way to the people that I care about, and so that I know that's something I really easily fall into is viewing people as not people, but obstacles to my joy. Which I think is a lack of empathy to a certain extent. But when I get caught on that, one of the things I've really worked on is being correctable, and I'm constantly being checked by my family. Having a good, solid foundation, your family will keep you in line. Friends come and go, and if you get a really good friend, they become like family. But I am constantly going to, in particular, my father. Hey, here's what's going on. Here's the struggle I'm having. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm dealing with, and I need to be corrected. I don't know where to go with this. And he's been a marriage counselor to us, especially to me. With it's not one thing I hear a lot is it's not about that. It's about you. How do you behave? I taught you as a kid. Who you are is not, it's dictated by you. What you do is dictated by who you are, not by other people and the things that they do. So I keep that in mind, and I'm constantly being checked. I really am. All the time. My sister does it. My brother does it. And it's a wide variety. My brother is a very empathetic, it's a very almost progressive leaning, whereas I'm naturally more conservative leaning. And my brother checks me on stuff. My sister checks me on stuff, which she's an absolute lunatic. My sister's a whole other story. She's crazy. She moved out of the house at 17, joined the army at 8, as soon as she was 18. She joined, I think, no, she might have been 7. No, she was still 17. She was still 17 when she joined the army. My parents had to sign off on it. 82nd Airborne, went to Afghanistan, spent 9 months there. She's an absolute lunatic. She checks me in other areas that I need to be checked on. My parents check me on things. I'm constantly being checked by the people in my life. And by being open to that, if you choose to listen, you can't be a bad person if you're listening to the people around you who care about you, and if you've surrounded yourself with good people who want you to be the best you can be, they'll check you on stuff. So when I start acting like a douchebag, I get checked on it, and it does not usually feel good. It's not fun, but it's part of life, and it's good for me. So my family's definitely the reason.
And it's like medicine when you're sick, right? You might not want to take it,
Yep.
but it's the remedy or the antidote that you need.